But the county denies any fault in the case. The victim, however, also claims the county never did anything to punish his attackers.
The lawsuit outlines serious accusations from an incident in 2011. John Doe claims 2 York County Sheriff's deputies, Michael Hayes and William Vachon, showed up at Doe's home, threw him to the floor, cuffed him, and put him in an unmarked police cruiser, all over a dispute about money. Doe claims the officers pressured him to refund $850 for a limousine service he provided to a former Portland police detective's family. This past June, an agency that handles county commissioners' insurance claims settled the suit for more than $67,000, but the county denied any admission of fault. Sheriff Bill King says he was not sheriff at the time of the incident and could not officially comment, and he wouldn't say whether or not he knew about the incident. It's a business decision, Sheriff King said about the county's settlement of the suit. Our office had little input. The lawsuit also claims that the county never took any corrective action against the officers, and Sheriff King said he couldn't find any evidence of an internal investigation. King claimed the statute of limitations on the case had passed.
I've only seen a complaint that was filed.
York County District Attorney Catherine Slattery says her review of the case has just started. The statute of limitations on a felony is 6 years. So why is the district attorney reviewing this now, 7 years later? And what are the possible outcomes?
I don't know. It's way too preliminary to comment on anything like that at this point.
The district attorney says she expects to bring her decision to the next county commissioners meeting, which is scheduled for the beginning of next month. Sheriff King is running for a second term.
All right, we are past the point of windows open, cooling us down, ceiling fans. We are strictly in air conditioning territory.
That's pretty much it, and that's going to continue the next couple of days. The pattern overall, that's it. I mean, but there's thunderstorms, which I enjoy. I don't know, a lot of people enjoy a nice thunderstorm, and we've got some pretty good ones out there right now. Look at this little line. Look how quick this popped together. Jeez. From Poland down into Cornish. This was just a couple of isolated cells just a few minutes ago. So this thing is now severe. Jess, I would guess this is what, straight line winds? It doesn't look like a ton of hail there, but a lot of lightning in there as well, and that whole thing moving off to the east around 35 miles an hour or so. A couple of other clusters up here about to move into Bangor in the next half hour or so, and then another line of thunderstorms back in through central New Hampshire. So we have a lot going on in the severe weather department. Of course, all fueled by this. Dew points in the 70s, very humid, very juicy air mass, making you feel like 96 in Wiscasset, 92 in Portland. And guys, you know what really struck me earlier today was how Rockland was sitting at a heat index of 96 degrees, as was Bar Harbor. That just doesn't happen very often. I would venture to say you go entire summers without getting that warm there. All right, when will the heat break? We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
Governor LePage is asking Attorney General Janet Mills and Treasurer Terry Hayes to step away from their duties while they run for the Blaine House. The governor says by taking a leave of absence or resigning, they avoid the appearance of impropriety or conflict of interest. Hayes is running for governor as an independent, while Mills is on the Democratic ticket. Mills' campaign says, of course, LePage would want her out of the way, and he's playing attack dog for the Republican candidate Sean Moody. Much more on this coming up at 5:30.
We will soon know what Nicholas Cruz told police right after he was arrested for murdering 17 people at a Parkland, Florida high school. Video of his confession was due to be released today, but that's now delayed. Cruz is on trial right now. He told investigators that voices in his head told him to buy guns, burn, kill, and destroy. Cruz's defense team acknowledged that he is the killer and are now fighting to avoid a death sentence.
So last week, State Representative Dylan Bates made headlines after allegations swirled about sexual misconduct with his students and student athletes. Shortly after that, his lawyer issued a short statement saying that those allegations were baseless. But since then, all we've heard are crickets. So House Speaker Sarah Gideon immediately asked for Bates' resignation and later told News Center Maine in a statement that she and others had learned about these allegations several months ago. She says it was looked into and that nothing was found. But was that the only step that she could take? Well, according to the members of the Maine's Ethics Committee, allegations like this can be turned over to them, allowing all members of the House to vote on whether they feel the incident should be investigated further. But State Representative Ken Fredette, who is on the Board of Ethics, says that request was not and still has not been made.
This is about the credibility of the legislature and government. What you don't want to do is have the perception that someone's above the law. And if there's information that someone is particularly putting anybody at risk, then that's a real problem. This is how you hold people accountable.
So to sum that up, the House would vote for an investigation, it takes place, and then the committee makes their recommendations for the lawmakers' future. I asked a spokesperson for Gideon why an investigation like this didn't come into play, and she says it was because there wasn't enough evidence backing the rumors, so they took them as that. Rumors. So the question that remains, though, is will these allegations be investigated after all by the Ethics Committee? Now, Gideon's spokesperson has said that Bates has made it very clear to them he has no interest in resigning, and the legislators are still in session, so essentially an investigation could still happen. Lindsay and Chris.
All right, Sam, thanks. Okay, President Trump may lose his star on the Walk of Fame. The West Hollywood City Council voted unanimously to remove the mogul's star, which was unveiled in 2007. The council claims it has a list of reasons, including the separation of children from their parents at the border, the denial of climate change, and denial of Russian meddling in the 2016 election, among other things. Protesters and vandals have turned the celebrity status symbol into a politically charged hotspot. It's been destroyed twice. Most recently, a man took a pickaxe to it. He, unsurprisingly, wants it gone.
It's important to take a stand and to take it as far as we possibly can. And it might be important to have a conversation about whose stars that we want on the boulevard.
The city council can vote, but it won't change anything. Ultimately, it's up to the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Do you think the Donald Trump star should be removed from the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Vote right now in today's Pulse poll. Go to pulse.newscentermaine.com or open the Pulse tab on our mobile app.
All right, one of the most popular shows of all time could be renovated into your new TV obsession. The iconic Brady Bunch house is under new ownership. There we go. I love that song. The Los Angeles home hit the market weeks ago and generated lots of buzz right away. Potential buyers flooded in. At first, it looked like the lucky bidder would be in sync star Lance Bass, I'm sorry, but yesterday, say that 6 times, on his Instagram, he announced that he was outbid in the final hour by a corporate buyer with unlimited resources. Lance said he was absolutely heartbroken and he just hopes it won't be torn down. Why can't his friend Lisa Vanderpump help him out with that? They're
well,
close friends.
It looks like, though, he won't have to worry about it being torn down anytime soon because HGTV, the home renovation network, purchased the Brady Bunch house. The channel's CEO announced they will speak with Brady Bunch fans over the next few months before starting a project to restore the home to its 1970s glory and, of course, filming every step of the way. No word on when any of that will make it to air on HGTV, but they will have their work cut out for them because the inside of the home doesn't look anything like the Brady Bunch television set. The home was just used for outside shots.
All right, today is National Purpleheart Day, and to honor the event, we asked Mainers to post to our social media pages honoring all the brave men and women who have done so much for our country. In short, the Purple Heart is given honorably to the men and women of our armed forces who were either injured or killed while serving. Tyler Labonte posted a photo of his grandfather receiving the honor during World War II. Michelle Grover went patriotic, thanking all of those who have served bravely. And Tisha D'Agostino posted that Purple Heart Day is a celebration that is actually worth honoring. So keep these pictures and messages coming, and you can, of course, post right now to our Facebook or YouTube live streams. We'd love to see them.
Awesome. How about this? The guy in front of you at the gas station doesn't quite have enough money, so you offer to lend him a few bucks without realizing he's not exactly strapped for cash. That story when we come back.
We all love a good Snapchat filter, but tonight doctors are concerned. That's next on Social Stop.
I love that.
So I was waiting for the here's the story of a lovely lady to fire up.
Chris, can I just use your white balance?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Let's see.
How's everybody doing? Liam's making sure we're in focus. Thanks, Liam.
Let's see here.
We are going to lose you guys very shortly because we're kicking it over to Katie in the Digicenter. So You know the drill.
So Deborah is saying even her dog is hating the dog days of summer. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I've been trying to figure out what to do with my little guy because he's basically got a giant fur coat on.
Yep.
And taking him for a walk for him is brutal.
Although sometimes their fur actually helps keep them cool. Like for some dogs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's some dogs where like you're not supposed to give them like a summer cut because that fur actually also works as like a way to cool them down.
Okay.
Hashtag nature.
Hashtag nature? Hashtag science.
That's true. I don't know why my comments aren't pulling
Paul's
up here.
saying if they install a new star, it will get vandalized again.
Oh, fair point.
That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. Hi, Fred.
So who watched the Brady Bunch? This
I mean,
kind of sounds like
Nick
the
at
Brady Bunch
Night.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Da da da. There we go. Now
Crystal.
I can see.
Let's see. Okay, sounds good.
Deborah says she grew up in Phoenix, moved to Maine 20 years ago, and cannot get over this humidity. That's right, because in Phoenix, I imagine there's no humidity.
Yeah,
It's
not
just
much,
like dry.
yeah.
It's like heat, but dry.
113 is never comfortable. Judy, still better than winter. Absolutely.
You guys, you're talking about Taco Tuesday, and now I'm so hungry.
Fred, so far so good.
Yeah, Judy, still better than winter. You are right.
Let's see.
What did I say when I tried to say Lance Bass? Did I say Bass Lance? Or did I say Last Bance?
Last Bance, yeah.
Sometimes I
something
do
like
that. Like
yeah.
I reverse the
Me
letters
too.
of words. 15 away. I don't know why, but that happens to me like maybe once a week. You just don't see it on air, I guess. But I just do it at home. Like I'll be like, I don't know, I can't even.
We are a generation of selfies. We take them when we're out, we take them when we're bored, especially on Snapchat. Now, Snapchat is loaded with filters that perfectly contour your face or give you some big, flattering doe eyes, but scientists say these features and our obsession with them are ruining how we look at our bodies. So much so, plastic surgeons say they're seeing an increase in patients asking for cartoonish procedures to get the same effect. For example, let's take a look at the wonderful Lee Goldberg here. He's looking very fine. Now, this filter does not give him hair, but his wrinkles are gone. This is probably what he looked like at least 4 kids ago. So researchers at the Boston University School of Medicine say patients are showing doctors selfies to achieve these looks permanently. They're calling it Snapchat dysmorphia. One doctor told USA Today the patients are typically between the ages of 17 and 22, asking for oversized eyes, bigger lips, flawless skin, and refined noses. Now, this is a trend some plastic surgeons say is fueling body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD. Now, those who suffer from BDD deal with crippling anxiety and extreme stress because of their appearance. Now, if you are considering plastic surgery, doctors say just keep it in perspective. Guys.
All right, Katie, thanks so much. Okay, don't forget, guys, to vote in today's Pulse poll. Should President Trump lose his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Go to pulse.newscentermaine.com or open the Pulse tab on our mobile app. It's free anywhere you buy your mobile apps, and the West Hollywood City Council wants to take it out because of his immigration policies and accusations of sexual misconduct. So let us know what you think right now.
Interesting comments on our Facebook Live and YouTube live stream. Some people saying even if they take it out, some people will vandalize it again.
Right.
It can be hard to feel connected to your parents or grandparents, especially if you live far away, but senior loneliness can take years off their lives. What you can do to help stay in touch.
And crank up the AC if you have it. We aren't done with the humidity yet. Full forecast when we come back.
Past 4 months where I've had that same mentality where I said to I had the window down. This was many months ago. It was probably back in April or May. I had the window down, driving in the car. It's like maybe like 63, 68 degrees outside. So it was warm, obviously, but it wasn't 90 degrees or anything. And I had the window down. I'm kind of like, oh, you know, it's a little chilly. Like maybe I could put the window up. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that when it's minus 20. I'm keeping the window down.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna take the goosebumps like a man.
Right. I know. Is that the mentality that like people have in areas where the seasons don't change? You know, where it's hot. Like in Phoenix. I mean, is that your mentality too?
Right.
For our friends watching from Phoenix
Well,
tonight?
I mean, when I lived in Texas and we had 100 days of 100 degrees kind of thing. I mean, you went from air-conditioned car to air-conditioned building to, you know, just the pool when you get back to your apartment complex or whatever. So,
yeah.
But on the flip side, like, oh no, go ahead. What'd you say?
Susan says definitely better than winter. No shoveling.
Oh, I'll take you up on that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 90 degrees now. I mean, even when it's hot like this, and keep the window down, let the breeze come in. I don't mind. I know that it's a lot different when you're just out in it.
Dennis says, hi guys, a pool for long-haired dogs are great. So like them going for a swim or something. Fred says no humidity in Southern California either, and no humidity on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State, even though there is a rainforest in the interior. That's interesting.
What is this ludicrous thing?
So Ludacris bought a woman's groceries for her last week. She was in the checkout line, realized she didn't have enough money to cover her grocery bill, and then he stepped up and he covered the cost.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we ran the story from one of our sister stations. So basically we're on this kick of like celebrities doing really nice acts of kindness, like to complete strangers.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? Because then I think Keith Urban's the latest one that we're going to hear about.
I wonder if he had like, you know, his song playing in his head.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like
just
Ludacris.
like inspired.
Stand up!
Exactly.
And do something nice.
Luda. A few days ago, we told you about a woman at Whole Foods who didn't have enough money, so a stranger stepped in to help, and she didn't realize it was musician and actor Ludacris until after he walked away. Katie Ortiz liked that one. Well, today a woman in New Jersey flipped that script. This story is really blowing up right now.
Ruth Reed posted to her neighborhood Facebook group saying a man in line at the gas station did not have enough money, so he asked the woman with him if he could borrow some. Ruth interjected, saying she had the cash. She lent him a few bucks and they exchanged names. When he said he was Keith, she said, "Wow, you look like Keith Urban." That's because it was. Once she got over the shock, she asked who that woman was with him because it wasn't his wife, Nicole Kidman. Turns out it was Urban's sister. Ruth and Keith took this selfie together.
Urban performed in Camden, New Jersey, right before he headed up to Bangor to play at the Waterfront Pavilion. All right, have you called your grandparents or parents lately? No matter how busy we are, we can agree a simple phone call can go a long way, and it could be more vital for older generations. 1/3
of adults ages 45 and older say they feel lonely, according to the latest numbers from AARP. Combating this problem is the mission of an annual summit happening right now in Maine's largest city.
I was on oxygen 24/7. I weighed an extra close to 100 pounds.
Priscilla Farrell of Saco wanted to walk on the beach to look for seashells with her granddaughter, but physically couldn't. Her health status was a setback, and like many other seniors, she felt lonely.
And if this is the end of my days, which is in 2004, then it's your will and your will be done. I finished my prayer and the phone rang.
It was her insurance agent calling to let her know about a new program called Silver Sneakers.
Well, I knew very well that it was an answer to a prayer and that I'd better do what he said.
Silver Sneakers is as much about socializing as it is about fitness. It helps millions of seniors on Medicare for free.
Loneliness is the new chronic condition of the 21st century.
Donato Tramuto is the CEO of Tivity Health, which oversees the Silver Sneakers program. He's in Portland this week for the second annual Connectivity Summit on Rural Aging.
Its toxic effects is equivalent to the smoking of 15 cigarettes per day.
But how do we help Mainers, particularly those who live in rural areas? The creators of two different apps hope to help with that: Tapestry and
Hi Lois. They are user-friendly apps to keep grandparents, parents, and kids all connected, sharing videos, photos, and messages within private circles.
It's named after my mom, Lois.
Hi Lois is still in beta, but you can sign up now.
There's a few people in your circle, your family, and then mom or dad in the middle. We call them the VIP.
For seniors like Priscilla Farrell, she says volunteering helps her connect.
Loneliness leaves you when you service others.
And that Connectivity Summit is happening right now through Thursday in Portland.
Talk about practice and getting ready for Washington this week. It's obviously very hot out there. How does that affect, does it affect how you conduct the practice, the tempo, the intensity, and so forth?
No. I'd be hot when we play. Whatever it is out there, we'll play through it. So if it's hot, cold, windy, still, sunny, cloudy, rainy, we're going to get all of them sooner or later. So let's work through it.
Well, you heard the coach, Keith. Let's work right through it.
He's not a big meteorologist fan. Remember, he was talking about how they don't get it right most of the time. Like, Bill, I wanted to like you, but he's just
what's not to love about that charismatic personality?
He does have a way with words, doesn't he?
Bubbly personality.
Hey, we got a couple of nasty thunderstorms out there in addition to the heat and humidity. So these have really bubbled up in the last 15, 20 minutes. Let's start with Y, which is the heat and humidity working together. The heat index still 96 in Portland, 98 in Sanford. Take a look at this line. This thing really blew up. Again, the last 15, 20 minutes. Going through New Gloucester right now. Each one of these is a cloud to ground lightning strike, and it only goes back about 10 minutes. So this is a ton of lightning coming through 95 here to the north of Gray on the way to Durham. And the southern part of the line seems to fall apart a bit towards Wyndham. But let's watch this little thing. This is a little funky here on the southern end of the line and make sure there's no rotation in this. So this whole line is severe straight line winds and a bunch of lightning as it moves towards the coastline. Meanwhile, Bangor surrounded on all fronts by thunderstorms, some to the east, some to the south, some to the west. So they're going to get hit most likely with this one out here to the west. And none severe at the moment, but I wouldn't be shocked if we do have some hail in some of these small, discrete looking cells that have a lot of reflectivity to them. In addition to that, we have another line of thunderstorms coming through the Lakes region of New Hampshire, which, as you know, traditionally is where storms get pretty gnarly and start spinning a bit. So we'll watch those as they come into central New Hampshire and eventually into western Maine. So a lot of convection out there right now. This model doesn't know that's even happening for some reason. So we'll watch out for the next couple of hours. It will settle down later tonight. We'll go partly cloudy, and tomorrow's a cloudier day. It's a little bit cooler with temperatures in the low and mid 80s, but it's still very humid. And then showers pop up during the afternoon tomorrow. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms in there as well through Wednesday night and Thursday. Early Thursday, we start with showers and storms. The middle of the day looks good. Temperatures to get to around 80, and then more pop-up showers on Thursday afternoon. And when we're in this kind of pattern, it's very tropical in that we deal with these showers and storms back and forth. So not just your imagination. This is the past 10 years of 70-plus dew point days in Portland. And if you look at it, we've got about, on the high side, 23. We have 22 so far. And this, by the way, goes through the end of September. So we're going to smoke that. And so what you feel is accurate. And here's another way of looking at it. 4 days in a row, 7 days in a row. Right now, we're on a streak of 7 and counting. So we go entire summers without having as many humid days as we're having right now in a row. That's the easiest way to put it. So that will stop for about a day. Friday night, Saturday looks pretty good, pretty dry. Then humidity comes back. Sunday, scattered showers, and that will continue into Monday and Tuesday. So there you have it. The weekend's actually pretty decent. I think Saturday morning, if you want to get outside, it will feel much more crisp than it is right now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, we had to cancel our lacrosse practice the other night, Monday night. It was just too hot.
Too hot,
humid, and it wasn't cooling down enough late into the evening.
Lightning, all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, for all of you sports lovers out there, the world's fastest man is joining a professional soccer team in the land down under. That's right. Former Jamaica sprinting star and 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt is joining the Australian-based soccer club, the Central Coast Mariners, for what the club is calling a, quote, indefinite training period. The club made the announcement earlier today. Bolt is no stranger to the pitch, training previously with soccer clubs in Germany, South Africa, and Norway. He begins his quest in the Outback August 18th.
All right, a lot more news coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Cindy Williams has a look. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. A new jobs forecast for the state of Maine predicts some changes that are frankly pretty scary. What the state is doing to make sure that those numbers do not become a reality by expanding the job market in the state, that's coming up at 5:30. Also in the next half hour, another scorcher in the books for Maine people today as the heat index rises above 100 degrees. How vendors, farmers, and organizers at the Topsom Fair are dealing with these extreme temperatures. Back to you. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, Cindy, thanks so much. That's what everybody's talking about on Facebook Live. Brain drops when we come back.
We're really talking about the weather.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to talk about it? It's like, my favorite phrase is weather you can wear. You go out there and it feels like you're wearing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Did you look at your pictures from Beach to Beacon?
No.
So the beach,
oh boy,
for everybody who ran Beach to Beacon this year, the pictures are there on the website now, so you can go in, you can type in your bib number, you can type in your friend's bib number. I know this because I saw Kurt Craddy post his, and I was like, oh, I should go look. Not pretty. Like, it literally looks like I'm about to die.
Well, I know mine. I just was like, I looked like I had taken a shower and not dried off.
Right.
And that was like a mile into the race. I was already drenched.
It's no,
like,
this humidity is no joke. I think that's fair that you canceled lacrosse because, especially for outdoor sports where you have to wear all that additional equipment too, like that's a lot.
Well, and even 2 weeks ago, I guess technically we said, okay, we'll just do helmet and gloves and sticks. You know what I mean? We won't do the shoulder pads, the elbow pads, and it wasn't that hot. We just figured whatever. But even when we can kind of dial it back a little bit on the intensity in that way, even with
that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, but it just
was
was so brutal on Monday, and I had my fingers crossed that by 6 o'clock things would kind of cool down a little bit, but it was still just so. I mean, the air was like thick.
Close, as they say.
Was it close?
Close. That's what they like to say up here.
Yeah.
My girls, when we were at Brown in Providence 2 weekends ago now, it was brutal down there, hot, and on the turf, it's like. Turf's like the temperature is way hotter on the turf, right? Yeah. They were like, our feet are burning.
I don't doubt it. Thank you.
This is the part where I try to throw it at Liam, guys.
So I think we're just looking at the pulse results. Do you want to do that? Your name's in there.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, and Joe. Okay, gotcha. Joe, I did hear about Jerry Remy. Really sad. I know he's had a rough go past couple of years.
That is sad.
Someone's talking about the. Let's see. Just lost it here.
No power in New Vineyard.
Hey,
lots of thunder.
Can we get? No, you're fine, Ron. Jess, can we get?
No power here in New Vineyard. Lots of thunder. Makes sense, Missy.
It'd be pretty awesome.
We're going to take a look at our pulse results now. Should President Trump's star be removed from the Hollywood Walk of Fame? The results right now, 71% of you saying yes, 29% of you saying no, and we got some good comments on our Facebook Live and YouTube live streams.
Yeah, still not too late to join the conversation. All right, we got to save time for brain drops, of course.
Okay, so I harp on this a lot, but people still don't get it. Relative humidity percentage is garbage. It's useless. When people say, oh, it was 90% humidity today, that doesn't mean anything. Perfect example. Today, this afternoon, the relative humidity in Portland was 53%. Did it feel dry to you? Did it feel like 50%? No, because the heat index was 98. So remember, the problem with relative humidity is it's relative. So the higher the temperature goes, the dew point can stay where it's at, say 70, and all of a sudden the relative humidity becomes less and less and less. Let's go to the scale. It's always about dew point. Dew point is the only way to really know what it feels like to be outside. And our dew point today was please stop. So please stop using relative humidity. Here's one more example that I have to use. If it's 25 degrees and snowing, the relative humidity will be 100%. I guarantee you it will not be sticky when you go outside. So dew point, don't come at me with that percentage.
This is my favorite muggy meter I've ever seen.
This is actually, I got this from one of our sister stations. I liked it. that we've got something in common.
All right.
Please
I love
stop.
it. Okay.
Nice.
You said it made at 5:30 starts right now.
Straight ahead in this half hour.
For joining in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, Don.